Welcome back, everyone. Tim the Gamer, happy to be back with you here today. We're going to be taking a look at one of my all-time favorite childhood educational games. Taking a look at where in the world is Carmen Sandiego for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. And this game was released 1993. I recall when it released for PC. Actually, it's a long time ago, but I recall playing it on PC back in like 94, 95. And everyone, we had a huge computer lab in my school. Everyone wanted to play this game. It was this and Oregon Trail. This and Oregon Trail were huge back then in educational games. So basically, you get this little, this cool official-looking dashboard. At least when you're a kid, it looks pretty official. And you're gonna want to type your name in, obviously your gender, and then you will be prompted to put in a little security access code, similar to if you're familiar with Punch-Out for the NES. That's kind of the same thing, so that you don't have to start all over again. They give you a little code you can just jot down, so that you know. And it's only 3 characters long, which makes this even a lot easier to remember than like a code you get on Punch-Out or some other Nintendo game. So, which is kind of cool. So anyway, they'll give you all this information. That's where everything pops up on. And something's been stolen. Obviously, that's what happens. And so you have to track the thief. Obviously, and you're gonna have to travel and get clues and everything that an investigator, that a detective would have to do. So, initially they're going to drop you in the city in which the crime happened. Obviously, you're like, you're arriving at the scene of the crime, as they say. So you're going to want to poke around, and you'll get 3 clues. You'll get 3 clues from each city that you travel to. So, and each clue obviously being about certain characteristics of the countries or of the cities in which this thief could have escaped to. And so it's obviously you have to use your knowledge of geography to go ahead and determine where he, what his destination is here. And I mean, for me personally, even as a kid, it was always the flag tended to give that away. Some people know it better by culture. I tend to kind of, whenever they note the colors of the flag, that tends to be a major hint to me. So you only have a couple places you can really travel here. So you kind of have to narrow it down, process of elimination. And, obviously the clue's pointing to London here. So I traveled to London. You notice you have the little plane to go to London. And you also notice on the far right on the dashboard there's a computer, a little picture of a computer there. You're going to use that to go ahead and put everything together, put all the data into the PC. And they will they'll narrow it down for you who the criminal actually is. And then it's your job to actually get a warrant. Once they break it down, you'll get a warrant automatically. And then it's your job to go and actually get the thief. So, kind of the same thing here. We're just kind of poking around right now. And the user is, or the player obviously, getting all these clues, trying to figure out where in the heck this suspect could have gone, the criminal would have gone here. And so I'm actually gonna skip now to I'm gonna go forward here and show you where we actually get to put everything into the computer. And so, as you can see here, I kind of put in a few different things. And narrows it down to 2. I love these names. Scar Grano to Nick Brunch. I don't know where they come up with this stuff. Pretty hilarious. So, you're going to want to obviously do that, narrow it down, and eventually get a warrant for arrest. Because without the warrant, you really can't, you're really limited in what you can do. So we're actually going to go ahead and go to the end now. I'll show you what happens towards the end here when you actually get the suspect. Okay, so now we're going to travel to the final city here and catch us the criminal. Going from Morani to Mexico City here. So conclude the case. And as usual, as is true with every city you travel to, they will show a little piece of information there. Give you some information about where you're at. And you kind of poke around here. You'll see some of these crazy, these crazy little animations here. That means you're right. You are right on track. It's exactly where you're going to want to be. And you see him running there. He can run, but he can't hide, that's for sure. So the local Mexican police will take him in. I love the way they take him in. Like a lion in a cage, they drag him in. And yeah, this game was always a lot of fun growing up. I enjoyed playing it on PC. I'm really glad Nintendo actually, they put it on Super Nintendo. Because this way, if you're a kid, maybe you didn't have access to a computer at the time, you could at least play it. Even on the Super Nintendo, which is super cool. So as you can see, they give you another security code at the end in order to save your game data. So yeah, very neat little game. Gets kids excited about geography. So I know you guys are probably a lot older might think you're too old for this. Played for nostalgia. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Take care, guys. Stay tuned for more great videos to follow. Thanks for watching.